Okay. All right, Sandy, share your story.
Okay, it's funny. I went into Trader Joe's, and first of all, I want to say that Andrea has been hugely helpful. Taking these two things out is really hard. But I went into no, not Trader Joe's. I went into Nugget yesterday, and I got mad. I was like, there's nothing that I can eat. And I was listening to my dialogue, and I went, what a brat. And I was talking to Rich too, and I was like, there's nothing for me. And then I heard myself, and it wasn't just the internal. I mean, this is external. And I realized, oh my God, I sound awful. So I turned it around and got
That's That's amazing that you said that, because that's one thing exactly what we were supposed to talk about. And it's ironic that you said that you sounded like a brat, because that's exactly, people sound like little kids. That's hilarious that you
then
noticed.
then it started today, Melanie. Except
I
this
love,
time I was on the phone with Andrea. And so she gave me like 30 ideas. And I was like, okay, I can do this.
that's so perfect. Instead of saying what I can't have, you say what I can have is this. Yay, Andrea, good job.
Oh, well, I'm like,
Exactly.
just get some stuff and put it in a thing with a pickle, and you'll be fine.
And
Well,
I
it's
will.
just we needed stuff to grab. We need to just be able to grab something
That's
when
the
we're
thing.
hungry.
We have to be able to grab things. And my go-to was a slice of cheese.
Hmm.
Remember?
Yeah,
Whenever we needed a snack, it was like cheese and crackers. And
Or a piece of toast and some butter.
thank you. Exactly.
yeah,
And
but a
that,
quick protein thing was like the cheese, easy peasy, or just like
right.
and that's not there. So that's why. So that's what I was saying about if you got some sliced meats, and make sure that they're not like processed whatever, and like
Or
I was
make the
telling,
chicken
yeah,
or something.
Or
yeah,
make it
or the
myself.
good, even the good bacon, Sandy, get it and put it in the fridge, and just have little containers and just make little wraps. um I actually saw a container with already done romaine, like red romaine. So they were all like just nested into each other. And those are, you know what I mean? Just like we were talking about.
That's
But
what I've
you
been doing.
can,
I've been doing romaine and tomato and meat sandwiches.
yeah, uh-huh.
But I'm going to do I bought cabbage because I'm going to do the cabbage wraps.
Hmm. And
Um,
you should just make like some steak or chicken fajitas too.
yeah.
And then just put that on top of a shredded cabbage with cilantro, like mix the cilantro in with it and squeeze lime on it. And then you have like a fajita, and
Yeah,
that'll fill you up for real.
cut up the onions and the peppers and
Yeah.
have that all together.
Like
Then
just,
leftovers, you can have it for a few meals and
yeah,
put it in your
yeah.
wrap with the
Well, last night I made a soup, Melanie,
yeah.
that had cayenne and jalapenos and a bunch of vegetables, and then I put lime juice all over it
Oh,
so
wow.
that it would be like one of those like yum. And that made me feel better because I was being a very big brat last night.
Well, also,
Hey, you did, Sandy. That's like the only time so far. What, it's been like a month already. Have we been
yeah,
here for a
I
month
mean,
now? I
right
mean, look at
now,
us.
right
That's
now,
amazing.
a little difficult because before you weren't looking for these foods, so you didn't see them. It's like when you buy a new car, you didn't see it everywhere, and all of a sudden you see it.
Right. And then everyone's got the same car as you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So when you start looking for these foods and you start asking about them, and maybe you start going to a butcher now instead of the grocery store, or, like sometimes they have great little sausages that they made out of, like Andrea said, the chicken, or maybe they made it out of some, if you eat other meats that are good, you can even get like elk or venison at butchers quite often, or, farm raised pigs if you want to get some good bacon for generally really reasonable price, and it's humanely raised and doesn't have crap in it, and they're fed good you know diet instead of, yeah.
Well, You know how I got through last night was I can have fruit in the morning. Tonight though, or today, I was having a really hard time. Andrea gave me a million ideas. I walked in the store and I bought coconut chunks, mango, and pineapple so that I could make myself a small fruit smoothie in the morning for my fruit that would be tropical.
You know, I don't think you can put the coconut in, Sandy, because it's a nut. It's
Well,
not a
the
fruit.
coconut is the one thing that you can have anytime.
Oh,
Coconut milk, coconut water, unsweetened.
even the nut part, though, the nut you can't. Oh, I was, that's
When we
okay.
we get into the total deep cleansing,
Uh-huh.
if you're not releasing, then we might take out the coconut. We'll take out sweeter things, like maybe if you're not releasing, we'll take out some sweeter things. But if you can have it all the time.
So we can put the coconut in our, we can eat it with fruit. That's
Well, I would
that's what I'm
say if you
thinking.
put just a tiny bit, maybe.
It's tiny. It's totally tiny. I probably put like a quarter cup. What, Melanie?
If you're getting, like, right now you're eating the fruit to try and cleanse yourself out and get everything moving and releasing. That's a big part of the fruit in the morning. If you're having enough fruit, I would say if you're only having a teeny tiny bit of fruit, I would keep it to a minimum of the coconut.
It's like a quarter. It's like a quarter cup maybe of chunks.
But how much fruit are you having? Are you having just
Oh
that?
no! I already made it tonight for tomorrow. No, it'd be like the equivalent of 3 pieces of fruit, which is one more than having.
Just if you just start, like, not releasing like you're normally releasing right now, then maybe back off on the coconut. But if you're
Okay.
still,
Well, I don't want to do it every day. It's my treat for tomorrow.
oh, okay, then that's totally fine. Yeah, I
I'm
think,
trying to give myself a reward that's not a candy bar.
and
Right.
you're so much more aware of your body right now. Like, you can read yourself. Like, if you feel tomorrow morning after you had that much coconut and it's bothering you, you're backing up, or you're feeling heavy or something, then maybe you can decide if you want to do it again or not right now. But I
Yeah.
think you would feel it if it was bothering you.
So it's not typically something I should do, and I kind of felt that way, but
Yeah,
I'm super excited about it. It's like a dessert, so I'm really happy about
like
it.
a tropical smoothie thing.
Well, once the cheese are out, now I want sugar. Is
Well,
that normal?
it is. It's very normal, and that's a big. That's another part of the fruit right now that you're still allowed. Well, depending on what you're allowed to have, but that's a big part of also why fruit is still in, because it helps wean you from
Mhm.
it, and you're it also makes you more hungry though too. The sugar in it makes you more hungry. I don't know if you've noticed that, but
Uh,
Yeah,
of-
she has. Actually, you know, Sandy, the it was making it easier because you could still have bread and things like that. That's why it was making it easier for you to not do the sugar. You know what I mean? Because you still were able to have those carbs.
Even though I wasn't having them, it was once I was told not to.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
the
you still, yeah, but I know you could have a piece of bread if you wanted, and or a sandwich. You know, those things are a big deal. Now it's you find that we're using those in all. I mean, they found their way into a lot of parts of our day. Is what I
and
mean.
it's not forever. That's the big thing. It's
Right.
temporary. It's just for right now. It's just to do this cleanse and just
Right.
clean you up, and then you can start bringing them back and seeing how they react to your body. Then you can have a real choice of whether you want to have them or how often you want to have them.
Right. How often you want to have it.
is this a hard time for people most of the time?
This
Is
is
this the
this is
one?
yes, right now is the hardest, and that's why it's a slow workup, like slowly getting used to. So it's a little bit easier than all of a sudden, bam, you've got to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also paying attention to your body and seeing how taking these things out affect you and adding these things affect you. So
Well, I would kind of hope that I would stay on this diet afterwards.
well,
That's
this one is you can, because you'll learn all the what we believe, or what, you know, it makes sense to me, and how I it makes sense to me and I feel it. And but it's not this strict. Like, this is the strict. This is the Eric talked about the seasons. This is the deep spring where your body is releasing. So if you live in the cycles of the seasons and are and getting your nutrients, it makes so much sense. I mean, duh. Really, how did our ancestors live? They didn't get it all in every single day. They got it from the different fruits and vegetables and meats that, or, you know, what they had available in those seasons. It kind of it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense to me.
Oh no, I've thought about this all my life. You know, one of the things that, Andrea, I probably talked to you about it. It's always confused me, because I'm like, well, how do I know what my diet should be? Like, shouldn't I eat seasonally? And, you know, and it'd be so much and so overwhelming that I was like, no.
Who decided
What?
that they should sit down and have 3 meals a day, and that they should
I know.
food pyramid?
Thank you. The food pyramid that has dairy in it.
Yeah. The food pyramid that's a fucking,
And
it's
grain.
all manipulated by money. It's like, oh, we're going to get up here into this part of the food pyramid because we're going to pay money. Yeah. No, it's just, it's bullshit. And I just remember that being, it was just like a thing that we all were familiar with in school, you know? It was like, that was the law, the way it's supposed to be, you know?
And the part that gets to me the most on a personal level is, do I really want to drink the milk of a different species who's grieving the loss of their child?
Yeah, that's fucking gnarly.
I do not.
That's
I do
like
not,
the
because
best way to put it. Oh my gosh, that
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
and I support that. No.
Mm-mm.
You know, it's all like, that one is about, I'm sorry, I can't support it. I just can't.
Right.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't make the cheese as alluring
No, it does not.
after you know that. Because you go, oh, yeah, I really like that unexpected cheddar from Trader Joe's. You know, no, I actually don't. It's like
Well-
I've lost, you know.
Well, every time I buy cheese or milk, I'm saying, go ahead and make these cows grieve. No way.
Right.
It's awful.
Least of it.
Right.
That's the least of what they go through.
And that to me is horrific.
Yeah, I feel like it's, yeah. I feel like it's one of the worst because they're still going through it the whole time. It doesn't just
Yeah,
go
you
away.
don't stop grieving.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Not with your child.
And
Like,
it's the only happiness that they had in their entire time
Life.
on the planet is the love of their child, and it was taken away. So then it's just fucking horrible.
It is. And I think about, I have a friend who's like, I'm really concerned about you, Sandy. Like, when you go through grieving, you know, it's like heroin, you know, it's like quitting heroin, and you should start to feel better. And I'm like,
What?
no. Yeah. That you should start to feel better. I said, maybe a heartache, you can compare it, like somebody dumps you, but not the loss of your child. You never stop. Like, no way. I haven't even started to grieve, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the whole connection with the cow to me is like, because I don't think, and maybe I'm a weirdo, but I don't think that we're superior to any other animal.
Absolutely not.
And how can that cow's grief be less than mine? I don't even have to know that cow to feel for it.
Because we have the power to kill it or torture it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't make it okay.
Ugh. Okay. Okay, so no dairy for us.
Let's just post this across the nation and everyone will quit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
sad,
gnarly.
but, well, you know, that makes it that much easier for you to quit the dairy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It except that all of a sudden I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. So I made more alkagizers.
I was going to say, that's the perfect thing.
So I'm going to have one in the afternoon as well.
So one thing, this is common also for people to start to feel more hungry right now because they're feeling like they don't have that variety. They're getting scared because they're not used to cooking this way. They're not used, a lot of people aren't even used to cooking, or going and ordering at restaurants. And really, one trick they said also for ordering at restaurants is you just say you're allergic to, like if you say, I don't eat dairy or I don't eat whatever, you can just say, I'm allergic to these things. I know it sucks, but because really if you look at in reality, maybe you really are allergic to them.
I know.
You really are affected
Right.
by it, so you're not really lying. And people often want to accommodate you when you have
Well, they don't want to get in trouble. You
Yeah.
know, if you have an allergy, they're not.
If you're like, oh no, I'm gluten free and I don't eat dairy, they roll their eyes like, oh, it's another one of those.
Yeah.
Can I just salad with a lemon, please?
Yeah. But I mean, really cooking at home is the best and easiest. And once you start doing baking the chicken or, baking the chicken and then making your own stock and stuff like that, it's really so easy and you can get so much more out of your money. I mean, I know
You can.
Andrea knows how to do. Are you pretty? I think, but what we really want to do is encourage people also, instead of just giving recipes out, we want to encourage people to look up recipes or think of what they want to eat and recreate a recipe and be like, okay, these are the flavors that I can use that are approved. How can I adjust it?
Right.
Yeah, I have no problem cooking. I love to cook. So that's I made it last night. I made a chicken soup with all that stuff, but I busted it out really fast because I knew I need to get something really, really spicy and savory and fast.
Yeah. So Sandy, if you get something in the morning if you have time, on just not every day, but you get something in the crock pot, then it's already sitting there and you can just eat off of it. Like you're just like, oh, I'll just go to the crock pot. You know what I mean?
Because in my recipe, I saute the kale, but you don't have to. That's how I prefer. But sometimes I'll just throw it in the crock pot with other veggies in the morning and go off to the job site, come home, and the whole house smells yummy. And it's just a mishmash of whatever was there.
And sometimes I'll have, I know Eric doesn't really want us to cook our vegetables, but I eat enough vegetables anyway. I'm like, I will eat, because it's cold out, I'll just steam a whole bunch of broccoli and cauliflower and whatever, and beets, and I'll just have a big plate of hot vegetables, and I'll dip some of them in mayonnaise and put pepper all over them, and then then that'll fill me up crazy, and it's yummy and hot.
I totally agree. Or drizzle with melted coconut oil and throw them in the oven and roast them.
Yeah, well, that's.
I agree. I eat cooked vegetables all the time too, but I do the fresh also.
Right. So yeah.
And if you do alkalizer, that's the biggest thing too, Sandy, is definitely up your alkalizer because you're going to be less hungry. And remember, our stomachs are shrinking right now. So as they're shrinking, right now, before they were a little bigger, so we didn't feel the empty stomach. Now they're getting smaller. And so we're starting to feel empty stomachs. If you just try to drink a little water, maybe that often satiates. Right now, we're still going through changes. So
my body's changing. The shape of my body is changing.
Really, are you noticing?
Yeah, hugely. My daughter's like, oh my God, because she saw my side view and she goes, oh my God, because I have upper tummy bloat from sugar and not controlling.
It's not in a bad way, like you were saying. It was your body ate itself like before, right?
Yeah, no, it's changing into a healthy shape.
Yes.
It's normal. I mean, it's not normal yet, but it's going there. I can actually see a figure again. It's crazy.
And you're
So
starting to not feel bloated and
yeah, that's going away. That's why I'm feeling hungry. You're absolutely right, Melanie. I told Rich that yesterday. I said, what's happening is that I actually can feel real hunger now, which I couldn't feel before.
That's kind of neat. That's
Yeah.
pretty neat.
but
It's been a long time.
it might not be too though. It might be empty stomach because sometimes it feels like you're hungry.
No, you're right. It is empty stomach. I just haven't felt that in so long.
So
Like
just
almost enjoy it.
it is, and you'll start to enjoy it, and you'll realize, oh, I'll just drink a glass of water and I'm totally fine. And
Exactly. And I've been. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it's really good to do. Yay for you! And the more you have it, the more it feels good.
It does. And I realized I was talking to Andrea, I'm like, I just need to add an alkagizer because the morning is great for me. I feel freaking fabulous in the morning, and I was like, I just need to do this in the afternoon. Then I don't have that lull, that feeling like I'm hungry. And I know we're not supposed to get hungry. So.
And right now is people are feeling like they're getting hungry. This is the time where they're feeling. Remember, like last week, everybody's like, "I'm too full. I can't."
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Now we need to make sure we absolutely are getting our water. We're doing our alkagizer and even upping the alkagizer, getting healthy proteins. And in this part of the season, we're probably eating more protein than we normally do, and healthy fats too, your avocado, even your coconut oil. We're getting into people really starting to release and getting energy, like
I have something
high energy.
Melanie, I have something you're going to love. We used to get these deli sandwiches when I was growing up in San Francisco, and they put this garlic spread on it, and it made the sandwich delightful. It didn't even matter if you had shit on your sandwich. It was so good. So I love lettuce sandwiches or cabbage sandwiches because of the crunch. So this garlic spread, it's high in garlic, but it's celery, olive oil, and like tons of garlic. So if you did like a bunch of celery and like, I don't know, like a half a cup of olive oil and like 5 or 6 garlics, and then you just put it in your fridge and you put it on your sandwich and it makes it heavenly.
Yummy.
Absolutely heavenly.
You should post that on Facebook, or maybe I'll post it on there for you since you know.
I will. I know. I really want to. Like, I wanted to message you yesterday, and I'm so sorry I didn't. I sent my message through Andrea. I'm just.
How do you?
Yes. I think that's wonderful.
Oh, get close. Let's see. Come up close. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. It's all dainty. That's right. I forgot.
Oh, it's so. I love it. Good. I've done this crazy thing for years. Whenever I'm making anyone anything, I just think of them the whole time. I just open up and I think of them and I wish them love and peace. And that's when I had that experience that Andrea told you about. And it was amazing. So I just think, I think being open sometimes is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. It was so good. It was, I mean, because I'm not a big jewelry person, and I wear this because it's my kids' names, but I like special times I like to wear, and I don't know, I just like went and
well, your best cousin loves you a whole lot.
And I was just drawn to it. I was like, I need to wear that today. I need to go have my strength right now.
I don't know if she's your best cousin, but I can't imagine that she isn't.
Aw, that's so nice, Colby.
Well, you're an amazing human being.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
You guys are.
No, you know what it is? It's like, are you an empathetic person? Like, and do you listen? Those are qualities not everybody possesses. They really don't.
You guys do. I think we all do in this group
I
right
think
now,
we all do
in
as
our
well.
little group. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. We're very lucky.
Yep, we definitely are.
I think, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask Andrew, how are you doing? Are you feeling good? Are you?
I'm pretty good. I've been getting these tamari almonds from Nugget. They're not super salty, but they're just enough, and they really, you know what tamari is, right? It's kind of like a
Kind of
soy
like
sauce or
soy sauce
whatever.
with,
But whatever. It's just they don't have any other flavors, so I just got those, and they we're out of pistachios. So I just get a bit of those and I have those like for in between if I'm sitting there and I think I'm hungry, but I really don't want to go do anything. So I'll just eat almonds. It's sort of like eating chips and watching TV. That's what I do when I watch TV is eat the almonds, I think. And I kind of get, I sometimes eat too much because I'm just like getting all, or the pistachios. And so anyway, this morning I told Sandy I had some of that chicken chorizo and I like sauteed a whole huge amount of onions and then peppers and garlic. And then I whipped up the eggs. Oh no, and I put the meat in there and then I chopped that up and the pan was just full of stuff. It's like you couldn't fit anything else in, but I put eggs and green chilies in and I made this thing and Brian comes in, he goes, wow, that's kind of a lot for one person. Because they were going snowboarding and I was just making it because it was my stuff. And I'm like, well, it's because I can put it in the fridge and I can eat it. I just left it in the pan and ate off of it all day. All day. I just left it in the pan with the lid. Cruised by, ate some more. You know what I mean? I just left it in there. I do that a lot if I have a breakfast thing. I just leave it in the pan and I'll walk by and have a bite. And
yeah, you could just cut it in little wedges and take it with you, or easy.
yeah, it was scrambled, but yeah, it wasn't one of those egg
Oh,
bake things, which yeah, I scrambled it.
oh,
I
yum.
could have done that. Yeah, I didn't think of it to bake it, but anyway, so I'm just doing random stuff like that, and I don't know why. Um, I'm really simple with my food. I just go for the same things over and over, and I don't understand why I'm not bored.
Because you like it.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess I get something that, yeah, and I mix it up a little bit. But
yeah.
Yeah.
there's just certain things I've come down to. There's just certain things that I like, and because I can't have all this other stuff, but
Mhm.
I can like make my idea of Mexican, my idea of
Right.
whatever, and with within the limitations, you know. So I can still put those same spices and get satisfied, but it's a different setup. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Like this morning. And so, for example, I made tacos out of those, but I used cabbage. And I usually don't, I've never had egg tacos with cabbage. And I didn't know if I was going to like it, but I actually did like it a lot. I liked it actually better than the corn tortilla because
I
it
love
That's
it.
wasn't
awesome.
as
And it
much.
has
So,
texture, and you could taste the
yeah, and it released a little bit of liquid, so it was like refreshing. It was like as if I'd had lettuce on it or something, but I
yeah,
did. I had, you know what I mean?
I love
So
it.
that was cool.
Yeah,
Melanie, have you been eating enough in
yeah,
the last days?
yeah. I've been fine. I've been, well, I mean, yeah, I definitely have, but it was weird, that whole sugar thing. It was kind of weird.
It makes complete sense. It really does. I hope you're being kind to yourself.
Yeah, I am. I mean, yesterday and the day before were really hard, but last night I actually got really good sleep, and I drank coffee too, which was like a kind of, I don't want that. I'm getting
You don't normally drink coffee.
well, I do. I
Well,
drink
she
it
used to
on and
before she was
yeah.
doing, yeah.
I drank like 1 cup a day, and it was my thing, and I wake up and it smelled good, and then I was totally off it and I was fine, but for some reason it was like I need energy, and it was my excuse for energy, and I didn't even have Alka-Seltzer. I just like got frozen spinach and frozen kale and organic and threw them in a blender and put water in it and just I was like, I have to get
Oh,
appetizer.
oh man.
That's all I
Hey,
had.
but you did that. I'm proud of you. That's not easy to do under those circumstances.
Yeah,
Right.
I was like,
Totally.
I can't feel like crap. Like that's not going to do anyone any good. I need to get it together and just be taking care of myself and not making sure Stacy's drinking water. That was like, you're drinking.
Oh.
That's the main thing. I just want to say warm drinks for her. Warm drinks and water. That's the one thing somebody needs to be handing her at all times.
She's got her water bottle constantly, and her sister and her brother and Gabe's sister are there, and they're like making sure she has healthy food constantly right there. Yeah, and everybody has brought so much food. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
But
That's
I think it's
wonderful.
gonna be like she's really gonna need help like next week and after everybody leaves and you know
Mm-hmm.
then it's like all this she's overwhelmed with I mean Gabe he's like he's world renowned. He's a legend and people from around the world are like it's crazy. It's really hard. I mean,
Was he a snowboarder? Was he a pro?
He
Or
was
is he were a
didn't
what?
compete at all, but he's like he was sponsored by and he was in magazines and
Oh, okay.
like yeah. But he's backcountry. He's known. I mean, he's snowboarded with like he honestly he puts his life at risk every single day, and it's really sad. But that's what he lived for. That was his passion.
Right.
He lived a freaking awesome life. It's it's still freaking horrible. But honestly, I was scared all the time. But
I have a soon-to-be son-in-law who's a surfer and a snowboarder, extreme sports, and he scares the hell out of me. He's a pro, and he's sponsored, but it still scares the hell out of me.
yeah, just one little fluke thing. It wasn't even
Right.
really dangerous. It wasn't like anything, he does insane. I mean, it's just mind-boggling the risk that he's been in and where he ended up passing is anybody could have. It's pretty sad. But
That's terrible.
he just had the best run ever and he went doing what he loved and he went quick. So he had a really awesome life. Really awesome, pretty cool life. But we're all I'm totally fine. I'm just worried about my friend. That's
Right. I
course.
understand.
Which makes you not totally fine.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's okay. And that's why it's important.
Breathing too, like this helps me because it reminds me, it's like, oh, I gotta breathe, I gotta drink my water, so I blew it eating candy, but it doesn't mean I might blow it again, but it's
Remember that on the Wild Fit diet, that we don't just get off the diet and it's over. Like
exactly.
we're human. We're going to make mistakes.
Exactly.
And then we get back on the wagon and we're all good. So it's okay. I mean, I would be shocked if you never made a mistake because that's what life's about.
I've made conscious decisions to, at Thanksgiving, I ate my niece's berry pie and I wanted to. I made a conscious decision. I wanted to eat it. So
Well, your little niece made a berry pie. How come you're not going to eat a slice?
And I wanted it
Yeah.
and I enjoyed it and it was awesome. But I didn't have to have a huge slice or 5 slices.
And you didn't have to have it the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I think, in fact, it was really odd, Melanie, that in the last video or the one before, Eric talks about that. Like, if you make a mistake, you make a choice differently than what we're doing. You don't just go roll with that choice every day. You just go, okay, I did that, and you move on.
And it's,
Right.
and even like every once in a while, if I eat a little bit of ice cream or something, just because I'm curious again, like, or I think that maybe, well, if I go on WildFit again and I think that maybe I want to try it because I still sort of have a little pull every once in a while, but I don't really. And then I'll have a little bite and I'll be like,
And then your stomach goes.
and so
I
you
know.
just every time you might want to try something a little bit again, you realize even more how much it affects your body or really tastes. But I still have chips and salsa sometimes, but just not as much as I used to. Or you know, I think it's just it is a lifestyle change.
Look at the difference of your life before you did this to now. It's
Yeah,
huge.
and
So
honestly, it would have been so much harder for me to deal with this whole situation with my friends.
Right.
It's really hard, and I've broken down, but I can be strong instead of being the freaking wimp that
Well,
we
you were there too.
yeah,
You could be there,
yeah,
you know.
and for my
So,
kids and for my friends' kids.
mhm.
and I think that's right. Why most of us, because we're all pretty sweet people, I think that most of us are doing this for our loved ones. And it isn't so much for ourselves, but geez, when you start feeling good, you're like, well, maybe it is a little for me, you know?
Absolutely. I was going to say, I'm absolutely doing it for me too, because I'm not an extreme sport person, but I want to go play, and I want to have the energy and strength, and I don't want to be stuck in my bed as a little old lady. I want to be out there freaking out on the lake
Heck
playing.
no, because then everybody's controlling you. Who
Yeah.
wants? And then
Right.
the other part for me is if I have to stay here, well, apparently I do. Um, I'm going to enjoy as much as I can, and I don't want to do it sick. I
Yeah.
Right.
just tired of being sick.
Or if you're in the garden, you're all, oh,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I can't get out.
I couldn't even pull weeds. There was one time Andrea came over and she was trying to help me make a sweet spot for myself to sit. And I couldn't even pull weeds. I pulled a couple and I was like, I can't do it because I've been sedentary for 2.5 years. I haven't done anything. And
Slowly do some stretching.
yes,
Good though. It feels good, and you have the energy and want to do it, and to be outside and get some
Well,
sun.
what I suggested as baby steps to Sandy, I'm like, just park far away from the store. That's just the first one. Just don't do anything else. Just park far away from the store for the first week and drink
you know
water.
what it's been making me do? He
What?
makes Rich makes me go in grocery stores and walk up and down the aisles. He goes, "This is your exercise."
Tell him I don't shop on the inside aisles anymore. I only go around the outside of the store.
So then you're going to sing round the outside, round the outside.
How old is your it's a grandson, right? Right.
He'll be 2 on June 14th.
So he's walking.
Oh yeah,
So all you have to do is take him outside and let him like chase bugs around, and that keeps you so. That's the best exercise in the world.
exactly, because you have to take care of them. So
Yeah.
you're run.
But it's fun too to get down and check out what they found and get in their little world. It's good for you.
Mhm.
Exactly. I mean, every time I have to make a choice, I think of him and I make the right one
Yay.
because he deserves to have an energetic grandma. I'm a fun person. He deserves that, you know?
And now you have the energy to be your fun self.
I actually already have the energy.
Yeah, it seems like it. Have you gotten like a down or anything, or you've just been poof, getting more and more?
I've been, the only downs I had is when we could still have grains and I would eat, rice or something. I would go, woo, you know, and I could feel that. That's why I was excited about the new enhancements. I thought I would just get what?
The grains mess with your digestion too, and can make it
Mel,
worse. I don't know if you
there
know.
was a point in my life where I couldn't go to the bathroom for 13 days. And I
That's
should have gone to the emergency room,
yeah.
and that's how I lost my mother. My mother
Yeah, all
recently,
those toxins building up in you.
yeah, but my mom recently passed, and that's how she lost her life because of her digestion. And that I'm like, I can't. My kids are like, you can't go like that, and it runs in my family because I think that's how my grandma went too. And I'm like, I'm not going like that. That is not
No.
acceptable. The only thing that was good about it is it was fast, but she died in pain, and I know it, and I don't like that. And also, that's really sudden and creepy, and I just don't want my kids to go through that. And I feel like that's how I was going to go. Because really, that 13 days,
That's insane.
that's really insane.
Are
Most
you
people,
noticing that with the grains, has it gotten? I mean, I guess it was already good with the fruit and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
oh no, it's way better in 2 days. It's
Yeah,
already better.
and you're just gonna keep toxins just coming out, coming out.
Yeah,
Feels
and I'm real happy about that. I'm
I think
really
it's really
scared.
cool when I have green poop. I like it.
I have it too.
I
Yeah.
know.
My daughter asked me about 2 months ago. She said, I have green poop, Mom. Is that normal? And I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of weird. And I called her today and I said, I just want you to know that green poop just means you're eating a lot of vegetables. And she goes, there's some green poops that are not good, Mom.
Yeah, I
black.
guess.
I don't
Like,
know. The black poop's not good. Well, if it's too dark, but sometimes the beets can make it really, really dark.
well,
No, they just
dark
red.
green's fine.
It's just red, though, isn't it?
It's kind of. I've had really, really dark purple.
Hmm. I haven't had any beets since I've been on this thing.
I haven't either.
I
I
need to go
usually
get
do.
some. Yeah.
Yeah, get them now. You can still have beets. You can have all the root vegetables.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some beets tomorrow and steam them and do all that.
And are you guys noticing? I don't know. Did you guys get headaches at all ever? Were you not? Because potatoes.
Oh, you mean before?
Before, yeah, because potatoes often cause headaches, and I'm just wondering if anyone that ever got headaches.
I never really got headaches.
No. I
I'm not
get
a big.
headaches, but that's it.
You get what?
If I don't have my caffeine in time.
Right.
But I've never noticed a potato headache. That doesn't mean I haven't had them. I don't pay attention. So I do now, but I didn't pay attention to my body. In fact, I was in my late 30s when I realized that I used to think, why am I energetic 2 weeks out of the month? And then the other 2 weeks I'm not. I'm crazy. And then I was in my late 30s when I realized it was hormonal.
Wow.
So I've been too busy to pay attention.
But changing your food, for a lot of people, changing their foods changes all the hormones too.
Well, good, because I'm about to go through menopause and I'm already having a hard time, so I don't need to get crazy.
Like my night sweats totally went away, and just dealing with stuff became so much easier. And it's still funny because I could still feel weird little cycles. I've been, I don't know, for several years in perimenopause,
Mm-hmm.
but I could feel little cycles coming on and stuff, and when things would get a lot worse. But now I can still feel it, but it doesn't come on. Like I don't get the night sweats and the crazy rages and just
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I don't take anything, and I can't anyway, but I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't either.
Yeah.
Since
You can do it. I didn't take anything either. I mean, I took a little bit of anxiety pills sometimes if I was just having a really hard time and I couldn't sleep, but that's it. Otherwise, I didn't. No hormones. And
Yeah.
I noticed that the only time the hot flashes come back is if I drink beers. Then I have hot flashes in the nighttime. And
I was
that's
starting
so.
around the holidays. I was starting to get them back a little bit. I'm like, no, no, no.
Yeah, I think sugar. If I eat a bunch of candy, that would make it happen too.
Yeah.
So I think that, but I haven't really had that experience lately. So, but the beers definitely make the hot flashes come back. So otherwise, when those go away, then I won't have any.
You look really healthy, Andrea.
It's just because my face is really round.
Are you,
Which is beautiful.
and it's
Mm.
you're like glowy too.
Yeah.
Are you feeling any different or seeing any difference or anything?
Yeah, I feel good. Um, I haven't gained any weight or lost any. I'm the same, but I feel like I feel kind of bloated or like I feel like I'm gained weight, but then I get on the scale and I haven't. I know we're not really supposed to get on the scale, but I don't understand why I'm feeling this way.
Well,
So
remember,
maybe
right now,
I'm ready to drop some pounds is what I think
that's
I'm
what it
ready
is.
for.
And often, I mean, right now, you're still on the fruits, so you're still getting sugars in. So it's really not a weight release time. Some people
Right.
do release, or some people start to see their body change. They're not necessarily
Mhm.
losing weight, but they're noticing, that their body is shifting and looking more healthy. It's not weight release yet. It's not. Some people might
Right. I realize that. I
one thing.
just said that I think that I am feeling once some of the weight starts to come off, I think because I feel pretty good. I like to be able to not have to rely on coffee and things like that. Like those things are probably, um, but overall, I feel pretty good. Other from
Sugar is still important, and like Eric says, the weight's gonna come off quickly, but the fruit is still important because you're still doing the release
Mhm.
part. And but another thing that you can do to help if you want to push the weight release a little bit is do like a 10 to 15-minute brisk walk. It's not encouraged at all to do any heavy
Mhm.
exercise, but just to do just a brisk walk outside for like 10 minutes or something every day, because that does stimulate the fat burning. But like it's coming soon. I think
Melanie, why don't they encourage to do heavy exercise? I'm not, but I'm just curious.
because the brisk walking, or when you're not getting your heart rate up too high, you're burning fat. When you get into the really high rate burning, it's burning the sugars more. So if you um,
So we don't want to do that process yet.
no, you don't want we're not trying to burn the sugars. You're not trying to burn, and that's the thing with people that like super intense exercise. They're usually burning their sugars if they're eating carbs, and they're burning those sugars. With the low heart rate, you're burning the fat, and that's what you want to do.
Okay.
So just do a brisk walk. Don't get your heart rate up too high. Not right now, not just during spring, right now.
That's okay. I had no intention of getting my heart rate up right now.
But just doing like even
Mm.
just going outside and playing with your grandson, that gets you like you want to get some exercise, but don't be all like
Right.
just you're still feeling good and laughing and having fun, but you're
Mhm.
not pushing it. And
Yeah,
it just like clicks on, and it's pretty cool. And then the more we start taking out, it's just gonna start really redistricting and being healthy. You're not getting into unhealthy,
Right.
easy weight loss.
Well, I really feel like if I didn't have my Alka-Geyser in the morning, I would feel really bad. Like I'm like afraid. Like this, like I think this morning I wasn't sure if I had enough stuff. And I was like, oh, I should have made it the night before and blah, blah, blah. But then I had enough stuff to make some for tomorrow. So I was stoked. But for a minute, I've like panicked because I was like, I can't have an Alka-Geyser. I wouldn't, I just have to have it. It's kind of cool.
It is
You know what I mean? Like I really know that I need these vegetables. Like if I can't be low on spinach at all. Like
No.
I'm heading right back to the store to get the container of spinach.
Yeah. That's why I had to do my little blender of my kale and my spinach just to get it in. Because it's just the easiest little hack.
Right.
Veggies, like if you don't have time or you just can't, just get your little hack in. Then it's going to make you feel good instead of it's going to help you make better choices.
Plus, it would take 6 hours to eat all that veggies.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But remember right now also the lean proteins, and you're upping it a little bit. Like that's going to help you also, Sandy, if you eat eggs, like boil a couple eggs and keep them in the fridge. Andrea did that. Andy B did that. Just to get like a little extra protein, or maybe make some of the beef jerky, or bake a chicken and have something that you can just pick at. Or
Sandy, do you like Spike? Do you remember
Love,
Spike? Okay.
Love.
Well, it has like 79,000 ingredients, but it doesn't have sugar. I'm like rain. Yeah. So that's my favorite.
It has like every herb under the sun.
Yes, it does. It actually does. So, and it has salt, which we can have. But I was just going to say, like, if you're not, it works super good on the hard-boiled egg. Like, it helps you to mix up the hard-boiled egg feature. If you change up your spice, what you're putting on it.
I don't know why, since I started this program, I don't mind eggs at all. And I don't mind hard-boiled.
I know you used to not like hard-boiled, so I was like surprised you were taking one with you.
I love my protein.
You can do deviled eggs too, because if you make your own mayo. And did you guys get that? I guess I could Google making it just in a blender and see. You can't. I guess I just didn't know it would if it went fast enough. But it is so nice to make your own mayo, and it takes just a couple minutes. And
did you put a recipe up for us for that?
I didn't, because I don't have one for a regular blender.
That's okay. We have the bullets.
Well, we have the Ninja. Sandy and I do.
So
we have the Ninja.
The Ninja's like, yeah.
A little recipe book for that, because I wonder if there is a mayo for the Ninja.
Oh, maybe, but fuck, I don't know where it is.
I'll look it.
Do you know where? Oh, I guess we could go online and look up there.
I did that today.
You could probably just Google mayo recipe for Ninja, and then it'll just come
or
up.
Just mayo. See what happens.
Yeah, that's such a great. It's such a great base, because you can use it for you can make your own little aioli.
Yeah, you could put basil in it. Yeah,
exactly. You can
parsley and garlic.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say you could do your little
your mayo, garlic mayo thingy or whatever spread feature.
Exactly. Your little spread thing, and put it in some mayo and have it like a mayo flavored spread thingy.
Right.
And you can make with salad. Like if you bake a chicken, you can make a chicken salad with your mayo and
Does it taste really different compared to store mayonnaise, like Best Food?
It doesn't taste much different. I mean, you mess with it. Like I put lemon and I put mustard in it, but it tastes a little different, and you mess around with the texture, how long you blend it, but you don't want to blend it too much because it can like cook the eggs. But I don't think the Ninja goes. I don't think the Ninja will do that.
Is it the whole
stuff?
What? Is it the whole egg? Do you use the whole egg?
I do. We use 2 whole eggs and 2 egg. Rich usually makes it. I'm trying to remember. Is it the? I think it's actually the yolk and not the white.
Okay.
Honey, is it 2 whole eggs and 2 yolks for the mayo?
You're supposed to use yolks only.
Yeah, you're supposed to use yolks only. But
Yeah, because the whites will whip up and get all,
we use
sticky.
both.
But
Hi,
use
Rich.
I Andrea.
He's all hi, Andrea.
He has a pet name for me, Sandy.
What is that?
CCA.
I have
Love-
already separated, so I end up using roughly 3 yolks and 3 whole eggs.
Oh, because he has a rough time separating it, he often gets like 3 yolks and 3 whole eggs. You mean 1 whole egg?
No, I end up. If you read the Vitamix recipe, it's 6.
6 eggs. Oh, 6 egg whites.
It's 6 egg yolks.
I mean 6 egg yolks normally, and a half a cup of oil,
Cup and a half.
and a cup and a half of oil. And we like to use grapeseed oil. I use that also
The
for
good grapeseed oil doesn't have much flavor.
which at Trader Joe's they have good price on grapeseed oil. Here it is.
Hey, did Rich write it down for you?
Well, it's the Vitamix. It's the Vitamix recipe, so the blender's
That's okay.
a little different, but
No, it's the same thing.
yeah, I'll put it in there. 6 egg yolks, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 2.5 tablespoons dry mustard,
We usually
a
add
half a teaspoon Dijon, half a teaspoon salt, 1.5 cups oil. But the grapeseed doesn't have a lot of flavor in it. It's really neutral, and
Because olive oil flavor is not my favorite.
I really like grapeseed, and we also make salad dressings out of it with the grapeseed oil also. And
Nice.
It's good. It's a good oil.
I'm going shopping after we get off our meeting.
Are you, Sandy?
I am. I'm buying grapeseed oil.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and then this, like the mayo, you can just add a little bit extra oil and some vinegar and some spices and make yourself a salad dressing.
Yummy.
You could do
How
it
often does it hold?
well, I wouldn't make that much unless everyone eats a bunch of it. But it's hi Paula. It's I wonder if she thought it started at 7:30.
She did.
I guess you're having 2 meetings.
What was I just saying? I lost my train of thought.
adding
You were talking about not making such a big recipe.
Oh yeah, because I would say only like not more than 2 weeks, probably like 7 to 10 days. Just
So I could do half.
yeah. But you can. It's awesome because you can do it on your wrap. You can. I mean, it's so nice with everything. And the curry, the yellow curry with basil mixed in with mayo is so delicious. Like,
Oh, wow,
in it.
Sandy.
I'm doing that.
Then you can make a curry basil like chicken salad when you buy your chicken and you
Exactly.
chop it all up.
So delicious.
Because a homemade chicken salad from your own chicken that you made and all
Yeah.
yummy.
Cut
I'm
up-
totally doing that.
cut up
I'm so happy.
You'll
And
love chicken salad, Sandy. You'll be eating that all the dang time.
I will.
With on a bed of cabbage.
Yep.
Yep. And cucumbers. Mm.
You know, I don't miss bread with that.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just put it in a wrap or just eat it with a spoon or a fork or whatever.
I'm so happy about that.
Yay, yay, yay.
I have to go because I have to go shopping.
Okay. Do you want me to put this mayo recipe?
Yes,
We
yes,
go-
yes.
That would be great.
You go shopping, you just make the eggs, the lemon juice, dried mustard. Do you have Dijon too?
No.
And then
Dry mustard.
salt and oil.
Hey, thank you, and take care of yourself.
Yeah, Melanie.
And you can always reach out if you need to.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yay. You guys look awesome. I'm so happy.
Thank you. I love you.
You too. I can't wait for you to see you guys on.
Bye, Sandy.
Bye,
Bye.
Paula.
Oh, Paula, guess what? We did the.
What?
It was at 7:30 Mountain Time, and I posted it after Andrea's like, "Oh, is it your time or our time?"
Oh. Well,
Bye,
here I
guys.
am.
Bye, love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. So, did you want to go over anything, or do you want to watch the video? Or
I'll watch the video. I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It was just
Okay.
a hard time. I was just mostly, taking care of my girlfriend that's
Yeah.
really having a hard time, but I'm being strong. I'm hanging in there.
Excellent. Okay, well, I'll watch the video. I'm sorry I should have thought about that, but I just thought, well, okay, because I don't know, you got to drive back and what the weather and all of that.
Yeah.
And I just didn't even think about the time being the time.
You're doing okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm having a few little struggles, but I'm just finding, it's just, I kind of listen to what's going on in my head. And it was really fun. I had one amusing time when I was saying, okay, I'm going to give him a little lecture. That's just ridiculous. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I thought, wait a minute, I can do anything I set my mind to. Why am I having this argument?
This is definitely the hardest time for everybody. Like, this week is the hardest time for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just know that, and just remember that it's just temporary. And right now, just so you can flush everything out and feel good, and then you can start slowly bringing stuff back in and just being conscious of how it makes you feel. And then that way you can just make better decisions. Plus you're
Choices, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I look forward to burning fat. I think one of my big frustrations was gaining 3 pounds, and then I lost 1, and then I gained 2 more.
Remember, you're still on fruit right now, and are you still probably still feeling bloated a bit? And
yeah, one thing that has helped me is I am not using the Alka-Geyser with any fruit in it, because as long as it's all vegetable, I don't bloat as much. And I need to leave a little longer space. A half an hour is not quite enough between fruit and going off of fruit for me.
yeah.
That I realize in many ways I don't have too much of a problem with that, because I'm retired. I don't have to go to work and try to, juggle all of that. So
Right.
it's not that big a deal for me to wait an hour instead of a half an hour or so. I'm still drinking less water than I was, but I think it'll pick up just having vegetables. And I pre-cooked a whole bunch of stuff. I have a really great recipe that's just snow peas and mushrooms. And it's really simple, and I love it. And then you can eat it cold or warm.
That's so perfect. So that's the key, is just having good food, and make sure you have proteins also, because you will maybe start to feel hungry. So it's perfect that you have ready to go to stuff.
Yeah, I hard-boiled some eggs, and I'm going to pick up a jar probably of almond butter with no sugar, because for me, a tablespoon of that snaps me right out of that. And it's good for low blood sugar for me, too. I used to do that at work.
That's the perfect thing, is make sure you're eating, like, covering the low blood sugar, covering the nutritional, covering the hydration, like making sure all of your hungers are covered, and it's going to be a little easier. And definitely upping the Alka-Geyser if you're starting to get hungry. A big thing for people is what we were laughing about earlier in the meeting was a lot of people are looking at I can't eat this, and I can't eat that, and I can't eat this, and to just change your thinking to I can eat this, I can eat this, and look, I can eat this. So it's a little bit hard. It's a lot hard right now, but remember, it is temporary. And if you can, I know that you're are your joints feeling any better? Are you still
Yes,
suffering?
I am sleeping better. I'm sleeping a lot better, and I'm not having as much of the constant pain. I'm still having the kind of shocks, the electric shocks, but like last night, that only happened twice. So it woke me up, but just momentarily. I never got out of bed. It never completely woke me up. And even though I'd had more water than I'd had the last couple of days, um, even my bladder didn't get me out of bed. So that was really good. It was
Okay.
nice to sleep more than, 5-6 hours. And I'm certainly not on the 3 anymore. So that's already made a change. That's amazing change.
That's great. Are you able to walk at all? Like just a little
Not yet.
minute?
No, I mean, if I'm like at the mall, one of the things my doctor had told me was go to the mall and walk inside the mall, because then you can walk like one length and just sit down. Where if I'm walking outside for a couple of blocks, I don't always have a place to, and
Right.
sometimes I can't even make it more
Yeah.
than a block. But in the mall, there are benches everywhere. So,
Yeah.
but I have to drive to Temecula to do these. Because
Yeah.
we have a little mall, but it doesn't have benches. It's an outdoor mall.
Yeah, I've been there actually.
Yeah.
So if weight loss is your goal, you're definitely gonna get, I mean, I know it's one of your goals, but
Yes.
if you want to speed it up at all, right now you're not even in the weight loss part.
Yeah.
We still have the fruit in there, but some people will start to release this week. If you
Okay.
want to speed it up at all, if you
Yeah.
don't get any exercise that would raise your heart rate where you're beating fast, but if you can even just walk around your house or walk around your yard or just doing gentle stretches just to get a little bit of a heart rate increase, but nothing where your heart's
Yes.
fast. Just the same as what you
Pounding.
get as if you were having a brisk walk or something, where you can
Well,
still
I do have the I forget what you call it. I have a rowing machine, and I can, when my joints are not hurting me, I can actually use that rowing machine and get my heartbeat up. So sometimes I can only use it for 10 minutes at the most, but if I can get past that, I can get my heart rate up. And I do gardening, but my gardening is a sustained long-term effort rather than actually moving around quickly.
Yeah, don't get like an aerobic exercise. Don't get it up too high, just like as if you
Yeah,
were just taking a stroll or something.
right.
Because if you get it up too high, you go into the sugar burning. You want to stay in fat burning. So keep your
Yes.
heart rate low. That's why we don't want people like going out and running or doing kickboxing or, right now for this. I mean, there are people that are still going to do it, but for this,
Yeah.
just for this cleanse, if you want to speed it up a little bit, just do a gentle exercise or just stretching or something. But it's going to
Okay,
happen. It's
that's
going
great.
to start happening pretty soon, and you're going to have more flushing coming out. But remember, it's a good and and keep your water up, because that's going to help if you're feeling hungry, or and keep up your alkalizer, increase that if you need to. But it's going to it will get easier too. All of a sudden, you're not used to shopping or being used to
Right.
that you're that you're having to eat right now. But, after shopping one time, it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Well, getting rid of all of the sauces with sugar in it really is helpful.
and then it's fun to make your own too. It's like, oh, I'm so
Yeah.
awesome. Look at this great thing. And I know, will make incredible stuff. And we're really trying to encourage people. I know you're going to be great at it, but we're so trying to encourage people to make an effort themselves to go Google like certain recipes and messing around with it and really jumping in, because we really want people to start making, life choices. And this is just one little part of it, but you don't have to eat like this forever, but at least you can, we're hoping to teach people to cook and be self-sufficient. But you know,
exactly.
you'll eat sweet potatoes right now. So if you like those and all your root veggies and your beets and so
I love beets. I love beets. In fact, I've had I use a lot of yellow beets, but if I'm eating red beets a lot, and I do, I'll go for weeks with my red urine.
it's great.
Sometimes,
I love it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's shocking at first when you're not used to it, but then it's like, look at that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Mel. I'm sorry I came in at the end.
No, it's fine. I should have been more clear the first time, but good. Well, so you're doing good. I'm psyched to see how everybody's doing on Friday, and I know you're going to be fine. All right, Paula.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, good night.